All right. Judge Ash, you're one of the core members of our faculty at the Judicial College, and you've also gotten a master's in judicial process from the University of Nevada during these times, during these years. One of the courses that you have taught for a number of years at the college is on best practices for handling self-represented litigants. Could you share with us how you became involved with the college, and then about this course and its purpose and how it's taught?
Sure. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. The Judicial College is very important to me and to judges across our country. I really don't want to disclose any big judicial secrets, but I'll disclose this to you. When you first get elected judge, you really don't know where to zip the robe up or where to go to the courtroom and stuff like that. So in Tennessee, the Tennessee Judicial Conference puts on something that we call Baby Judges School, which is really a nice thing. It's about 4 days long and excellent. Really great. But then what our Supreme Court does and our administrative office of courts do, they offer each new judge the opportunity to go out and take that general jurisdiction course. At one time it was 4 weeks. Then when I went out there it was 3 weeks, and then now it's down to 2. So they're getting smarter about getting us in and out of there. But for me, I went out there and I was so impressed with the staff who was so dedicated to help judges be better judges. And I was even more impressed by the faculty, people like Justice White. There's a whole list of judges there. Mike Easler, who teaches judicial ethics. As a young judge sitting there watching that, I thought, boy, one day I would like to be able to give back to my profession. That would be something that I could be proud of in my career. So I wanted to be on the faculty out there. And they're kind enough to have all this faculty training stuff if you go on the radar there. If you really hate the parenting plan in Tennessee, don't listen to this. But part of the reason we have a parenting plan in Tennessee is because the Judicial College helped me write a thesis about changing the custody laws in Tennessee. And that was just kind of the little spark that started the parenting plan. But it goes back to the Judicial College. So it is tremendously well spent funds. And while Buck and Justice Clark and Justice Holder have done an amazing job, I am so proud to go around the country and speak about self-represented litigants and point to Tennessee about what we're doing. But our president of the Judicial College is exactly right. There are not enough lawyers. And to be honest, a lot of people don't want lawyers. The other day at Kroger's, I was checking out, and I saw this thing where you could scan your own stuff and pay by yourself. I actually figured that out. A lot of people do that. And that's the way practicing law, that's the way a lot of people want to represent themselves. With our vast television shows. You know, I used to watch The Good Wife till they wrongfully killed Will a couple of weeks ago. So that's off now. But still, with Judge Judy and Judge whoever, people watch that and they think that judges are smart aleck and rude to people, and they think that's the way courts operate. So when we have these self-represented litigants, a couple of things. One, these men and women need to be treated with respect. Our Constitution guarantees their right to come in there and represent themselves. So A, they need to be treated with respect. B, we need to train the judges and the clerks about how to do this. And basically what I found, Matt, is that it's a teaching experience. And when you teach before they ever come into court, and you do that by pretrial conferences, you do that by handouts, you do that by calling the 1-800 hotline to get referrals, but you've got to have a teaching experience. And when I signed up for judge, I didn't sign up to be a teacher. I signed up to be the smart guy up there and make decisions. Well, wrong on a couple of points there, but still, it's good to have goals. So that's a goal. But still, what we have to do is we've got to be able that when people walk in that courtroom, even if they represent themselves, and they walk out, they know they got justice. Now, they may not feel like they won, but we want them to feel like they prepared, that they got to put their case on, they understood the procedure. This course was created, the one that I participate in, was created about 6 or 7 years ago. The college, once again on the cutting edge, decided to create this course. For some unknown reason, they invited myself and 3 or 4 other judges, so we created it. And over the last 6 or 7 years, we've developed it, modified it, taught it numerous times for the college. Once you do that, you're asked to go other places to teach this topic. In fact, I'm going up to the ABA conference next week just for an hour which is ridiculous. Try to teach self-represented litigant procedure in an hour, but that's what the AB wants me to do, so I'll try it. But this college is so important if we're going to have the best judges. And the judges that I know in Tennessee, I think we have the best judges in the country. But we need to be sure that they're armed or prepared to handle this perfect storm of people coming in and represent themselves, whether it's getting forms off the internet or watching Judge Judy or checking themselves out at Kroger's. We as judges and clerks and our staff have got to be prepared to handle this onslaught. And the college does that. And he didn't mention, and I'm not sure ethically, but I'll kind of mention this quietly, they're always they need money. They give judges scholarships. In Tennessee, our Supreme Court, they allow us to go every 3 years, which is a great gift. A lot of states don't do that at all. But we need to do even more of that. Every judge in Tennessee, I think, needs to go. And if you don't want me teaching it, I'll stand back. There's 4 other really good faculty. But we need to train our judges and our staff so that we can work together with this great program that the TBA and our Supreme Court has done with access to justice.
Judge, could you take about a minute or two and just tell us about, several of the key points that you make in this best practices course that might not be self-evident?
Absolutely. The great thing, and one of our trustees came up, and it's funny, this trustee thing's a pretty big deal. And so I don't, not to be disrespectful, I don't really know many of these trustee folks. And so I'm somewhat intimidated by this, but that's okay. One of the trustees came up to me, and I forgot that he had been in my self-represented, it's not mine, he'd been at the Judicial College's self-represented course. And he told me how much he enjoyed it. And then I saw the button, I saw he was a trustee. I thought, oh my gosh, I would have treated him with more respect at the conference. But one thing we do that's really great, we do this role-playing thing. And basically what happens is the judges will play the litigants. And we give them a script, kind of a thing. And the judge doesn't know, he just kind of knows generally what the case is. He doesn't know that this person's going to start screaming in Spanish, or that this person's going to get up and leave, or that this person's going to threaten violence. And it's an amazing thing to watch. In fact, we have a trained, her name's Kelly Tate, a communication expert. It's an amazing thing to watch because as judges, we like, my best days, I'm a better judge when I have 2 great lawyers that come in and argue civilly with each other. It makes me a better judge. But these guys and girls, when they come in and they get these people yelling at each other, you just see them get so flustered. But once we tell them and train them about how to handle this, about setting up before the case starts, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're going to do today. This is all I can do, A, B, C, and D. And we're going to do that, and this will be the result, or this is when I rule, this is what I'll do, and here are your options. I've never seen that done anywhere. But to put judges in that position of where they've got to deal with self-represented litigants and try to mold how they handle that is one of my favorite things by far.